This is from Dribble205 over on YouTube. How good do you think Hyeseong Kim will be? I think Hyeseong Kim has the potential to be an above-average big leaguer. And if you're an above-average big leaguer and you play a premium position like shortstop, you can help this team. I like what I've seen so far with the swing. 3 hits in his first 2 games. The base running, I think he's the most electrifying base runner since Trey Turner. Yes, Shohei's great, 59 stolen bases, and he's absolutely electric on the base pass himself. But I think with Kim, you got that top-end electric speed, and I do think that he's going to find a way to get that bat to translate. I think that he's already made some swing adjustments, and you see a flatter bat path through the zone that allows him to catch up to high-velocity fastballs up in the zone. And yes, they're going to adjust to him. They're going to find his weak spots, and it's on him to adjust. But there's something about this kid that just screams a little special, right? And at $12.5 million, that is a very high-value contract if he's above average. But I think you can count on above-average defense. I mean, you saw yesterday him get to a ball that should have got into the outfield, and he makes a stop on it. You saw him make a flip to Freddie Freeman in his first game as a starter, and Freddie kind of just wasn't ready for it. But, I mean, you see some highlight plays in him, and just the way he can run the bases, just about getting him on base. I think Shohei Ohtani loves him. I think he loves the fact that you have someone that can get on base and be that second leadoff hitter, hopefully, and give him an RBI opportunity. That would be absolutely huge. Let's see some more questions down below. Anything that got, drop it for sure. And we've got this from Joe Megazzeni. D-Mac, what is wrong with the bottom of the lineup? Just how bad is it? So it's interesting. You look at the bottom of the Dodgers lineup, and it's a lot of guys that you just expect more from, right? You expect Max Muncy to be a league average player. He hasn't been so far at the plate. You expect Michael Conforto to be a league average player at the plate. He hasn't done that so far yet. And the good thing is Andy Pages, he's figured something out. He's provided some power. But now that you see where Andy Pages is at for this team, he's batting higher in the lineup with Teoscar Hernandez out. So he's batting 4th today. He was batting 2nd yesterday. So he's clearly climbing up Dave Roberts' lineup trust tree, and you just need guys down in that part of the order to start getting on base with a little more consistency, because you just can't live that way for an entire year and expect the top 3, the MV3, to carry the lineup. I mean, you look at this season, the 6th batter for the Dodgers is hitting 208. The 5th batter in the lineup in 36 games, batting 192. 7th, 185. 8th, 184. 9th is 264. But none of those batters from 5 through 9 have a batting ahead of an OPS above 707. They just have not gotten the production. You compare that to 1 through 4, leadoff 1,013 OPS. 2-hole, 786 OPS, and that's because Mookie's gone off to a slow start. 3-hole, an 1,100 OPS. Cleanup, a 1,000 OPS. So outside of that top 4, it's a massive drop-off, and you're just not seeing enough opportunities with runners in scoring position. Now, you probably look at how the Dodgers have fared with runners on scoring position and ducks on the pond. You probably say to yourself, wait a second, D-Mac. The Dodgers have an 892 OPS with runners in scoring position. That leads all of Major League Baseball. What are you talking about? They're great with runners in scoring position. You say, wait, D-Mac, let's go batting average. They're hitting 290 with RISP this year. That's tied with the Giants for the best in baseball. But then you look deeper into it, and then you look at how many at-bats the Dodgers have had with runners in scoring position, and then it gets more interesting. The Dodgers have had 290 at-bats this season with runners in scoring position. That ranks 20th out of 30 teams in Major League Baseball. That's not going to get it done. That's not going to give this offense what they need. And to give Shohei and Mookie and Freddie more opportunities, the bottom of the lineup has to produce more. They have to produce more. I mean, look at this team last season. This team last season, you were towards the top with the runners in scoring position. You were actually 6th at a 790 OPS, right? Which is less than this year, but the difference between last year's offense and this year's offense with RISP is this year's offense has the 20th most at-bats with runners in scoring position. Last year, they had the 3rd most at-bats. So there's more traffic on the base paths. There's more opportunities. You're not seeing that yet. So really, there's not a ton of options. I mean, I'll go to my next question here. over on YouTube. And that question comes from ZenMaster619, who asks about Dalton Rushing. No, that's actually from CRV Country. Hey, DMAC, is there any rule or reason for not bringing up Dalton Rushing? If he's playing outfield, could he be a solution if Michael Conforto does not work out? Thanks. He could, but not right now. Because right now, he's not on the 40-man roster. And because he's not on the 40-man roster, you would have to move some things around, and you still need those spots for Michael Kopech and Clayton Kershaw. He still needs more seasoning in left field, but I think Dalton Rushing is more of a down-the-line option for the Dodgers. Whether that be a September call-up and he makes the postseason roster, I've been saying it before, I'll say it again, I think he finds a way on this postseason roster. He's a 300-plus hitter down in AAA, a special hitter. Now, if they have a slew of injuries and Michael Conforto just falls off the face of the earth and they either move him to the bench or they DFA him or something like that, then possibly he can be an option. But I think that with Kim playing the way he is, when Edman comes back, I think you want to see possibly Kim at second, Edman in center, Pages in left, and then Teoscar in right. And you put that combination together, and then right now there's not a spot for Dalton Rushing. But as far as the reason, they need to give him consistent at-bats. And that's really the number one thing, is they don't want to bring him up here and not give him consistent at-bats. I think next season, he's the backup catcher for Will Smith, and then possibly we can see him in a little bit of a flex role if left field works out for him, and he's going to get his time and his opportunity to be a part of this team on a regular basis. But right now, you can't take away those regular at-bats. We've got ZenMaster619 who asks, will Ohtani pitch in the postseason? Everything is trending in the right direction for Shohei Ohtani. He threw 95 miles per hour in his last bullpen session. He threw 35 pitches. What you need to see from Shohei, he's got to start throwing sliders. He's got to do some up downs. He's got to face hitters. I certainly 100% that he has to pitch in the postseason. I think that for this team, based on the injury history that they've had for the last couple of seasons, I don't think it's going to be a luxury. I think it's going to be a necessity that Shohei Ohtani pitches for this team in the postseason, and that's why they're slow to ramp him up. Because with the Angels were 1-2-3 Cancun in August. They didn't sniff October. And the way they're managing Shohei is to give him enough starts to ramp up in the regular season, and when the postseason comes and rolls around, he'll be ready to go. So I do 100% think he's going to be ready to roll for the postseason, barring any setbacks, and that is the plan. ZenMaster619 also asked, will Yamamoto win the Cy Young? If he pitches like he is now, absolutely, Yamamoto is going to win the Cy Young. I mean, he's got the best pitcher on the best team thing going for him. That narrative always matters. Also, he's just incredible. I mean, he's just great. I mean, you look at where he stacks up right now, and it's still early. It's still relatively early. But in the National League, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he leads the NL with a .9 ERA. Who's the next closest? Jesus Luzardo at 1.94. That's how out in front Yamamoto is. If you look at just the overall production, I mean, he's top 3 in everything. Top 3 in F-WAR. You look at innings pitched. He's definitely been a workhorse for this team. So, yeah, absolutely. If the season ended today, Yoshinobu Yamamoto would become the first Japanese pitcher ever to win a Cy Young. He's already said that it means something to him. So I like that. The fact that he's making it very clear that not only does he want the Cy Young, that he's going for that thing. And I think that's he's on a mission this season. Yamamoto's on a mission. Yamania is here. Miss Turthy over on YouTube says, is Munetaka Murakami a target for the Dodgers next year? So being in Tokyo, talking to some of the Japanese insiders, I was kind of told that the Yankees were going to be a tough team to beat for him. I think for the Dodgers, though, it all depends on how they view him, right? if they truly think that he can be a third baseman defensively, then they'll get into the mix with him. But there is some questions about if he's a long-term third baseman or if he's going to be a first baseman or a designated hitter. And we know that that DH spot is being held down by a guy named Shohei Ohtani, and then first base is being held down by a future first ballot Hall of Famer when it's all said and done in Fredericks of Hollywood, Freddie Freeman. And then beyond Freddie Freeman, who knows? Does Will Smith go to first base? I mean, there's going to be some other options. Teoscar Hernandez is on a 3-year deal, but, I mean, he'll probably want to be a DH after he's gone from the Dodgers, or do the Dodgers look to bring him back, right? So that's the big question for him is, do they think that he can play third on a regular basis? Max Muncy has a club option at $10, $12 million, and they have to kind of decide if they want to move on from Muncy or not. I mean, if they do, then that opens up third base for sure. So, look, you got Alex Freeland down there as a possibility too, but yeah, Muncy has a $10 million club option, so that's another kind of domino in that. But like I said, it's all going to come down. If the Dodgers think he can play third, then they'll consider it. If he's going to be a first baseman, I think the answer is no. If he's a DH, the answer is definitely no. So that's kind of where they're at with that one. Muse 1795, will Conforto make it through the whole season? Wow. Look, you guys have to give me credit. I'm owning up to the fact that I said Conforto was going to be an all-star. Don't make me list all the things that I've been right on. Okay, don't make me list that. I mean, don't make me list all the things that I've been right on, because I will take an L when I'm wrong. And is he going to be an all-star? No, but he's going to finish the season. I mean, the Dodgers have paid him $17 million. It's a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy with that, right? Where you invested something in him, so you want to see what he can bring. And look, he's just not hitting the ball hard. He's not hitting the ball with enough consistency. But having said this, everyone wanted Gavin Lux gone last year, and then he was hot in the second half. Everyone wanted Kike gone. He was hot in the second half. Just take this year. Everyone wanted Andy Pages gone, and he's been one of the best hitters on the team. There's no reason to think that Michael Conforto can, at the very least, turn around to become a respectable hitter, right? That helps this team. I think right now, if I had to handicap it, because the Dodgers' willingness to move off of one-year guys that we've seen, whether it be Jason Hayward last year, whether it be Noah Syndergaard, whether that be James Paxton, even after he helped them, they're not afraid to go off a guy on a one-year deal. So, look, if he is a above-average hitter in the next couple of months towards the All-Star break, I would say the odds are really good because he's a veteran. And, look, you do need some depth on the bench, too. I mean, you could even use him in that role as a potential, too, if you go off of Chris Taylor at some point. So let's not forget that. So I would give it I would still give it like a 70. I'll probably give it like a 68% chance. He is. Abel says, "Kun O for Forto." Oh, come on now. Come on, that's cold, Abel A. Kun O for Forto is not cool, man. You guys, man. You guys are next level, man. You guys, I don't think I've ever done one of these shows where I didn't genuinely laugh based on the commenters. You guys are stand-up comedy legends, man. I love you guys. But next one, this is from Ninja Squirrel 30. You're on the trade committee with the trade deadline inbound this season. Who would you be using as an asset in trade? So this is really, really interesting. Now, obviously, it's an extremely nuanced answer because, one, we just don't know the needs that the Dodgers have right now. We don't know if Blake Snell's going to come back and pitch like a Cy Young, if Tyler Glasnow's going to come back and pitch like an ace, if they're going to lose any of the existing pitchers. But if, excuse me, guys, but if you did need to go out there and for whatever reason get an ace and get a frontline starter, then it really kind of depends. I think that like a guy like Josue DePaula is someone that I would consider trading. Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin are really solid. Dustin May is on an expiring contract. He's going to be a free agent after this year. This is his last year of team control. Tony Gonsolin has that deal where he signed a contract to buy out some of his arbitration years. And I think Gonsolin's been really good. 9 strikeouts his first game back, 8 strikeouts yesterday with 18 swings and misses. I really like Tony Gonsolin. But Tony Gonsolin could be interesting for another team. Bobby Miller could be interesting for another team. I mean, you look at kind of the Dodgers roster and guys that they would have as trade chips. I mean, I think at this point you got to keep Andy Pages. You got to keep Hyeseong Kim. And the thing with James Outman is you're hoping at the very least that if he comes up and gets the opportunity, it might increase his trade value, and then you could trade him to a team where he gets a better opportunity. I want to see James Outman get 500 plate appearances a season and have him develop at this big league level. Maybe that's not with the Dodgers. And Bob Nightingale did tell me that the White Sox were intrigued by James Outman as a change of scenery. So that's a possibility as well. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys on this team are pretty much either locked in or they're veterans. And as far as the minor league guys, I think Jackson Ferris is a guy that I want to keep my hands on because of his potential. Zaire Hope, I'm not trading. Zaire Hope could be a top 5 prospect one day. And Dalton Rushing, I think he just feels, looks, sounds, carries himself like a future Dodgers star. And I think he's got a role on this team if he can play some left and play some backup catcher and just kind of evolve as a hitter. So outside of that, though, if you're going big, I'm all in on the 2025 Dodgers. So that kind of depends largely on how the roster looks at that point for sure. We got NS. Sadly, his bruh meme still lives here. I'm working on a new bruh, guys. Send me some clips for the new bruh. I'm gonna give this to you, NS. You get the bruh right now. Where's my here we go. Where's my bruh for NS? You got to get it here. There you go.
Bruh.
Double bruh.
Bruh.
All right. So that was this week's QNLA. If you guys want to submit a question for next week's mailbag, go on YouTube to the comments section, drop one down below. But